with sophomore forward Flenard Whitfield. And Flynn, so far, 10.7 points per game this season, 5.5 rebounds, kind of raising your numbers from last year. Just talk about how things have been for you, kind of just your individual game from your sophomore year, different than your freshman year.
My game this year, I kind of think it's been kind of up and down right now. I'm trying to find my identity right now because, I had a little bit of success in the beginning of the season with my perimeter game. And, I'm having almost a lot of success in the post, so I'm trying to identify my better in the post and perimeter. But I think I come to the conclusion that my post game is more dominant than my perimeter game right now.
Was that one of the things, because last year it seemed like, especially at the end of the year, your perimeter game was hitting that mid-range, that 15-foot jump shot, and now you've played and been a lot more successful in the post. Was that something in the summer that you really focused on, trying to get better, with your back to the basket?
Yeah, I really focused on my back to the basket game because I thought that was one of my weakest points throughout my season, even through high school. And a little bit of perimeter, I think I kind of excel with my back to the basket, including my strength. That really helped my back to the basket a lot, my strength.
Everybody knows, obviously, anybody can come in and work on their jump shot and come in. How do you improve your back to the basket game? What can you do, to improve that aspect more so than just coming in and shooting the ball?
It's just all about your balance and the way how you sit in the post. It just all comes down to balance and patience in the post.
Look ahead, we've got Eastern Michigan in the MAC opener coming up. It'll be your second time now going through the Mid-American Conference. What's it like, or what have you been telling these freshmen and guys like Nate and Polk and David Brown, the difference between non-conference games and conference games?
Just tell them it's more intense. It's high pace. It's always high pace in the MAC. There's no weak enemies in the MAC. Everybody's as good as you, so you can expect anything.
Was it something that last year, I know Coach talks about and your teammates talked about, MAC game is going to be more intense. But going back to that first MAC game last year at Central Michigan, were you even surprised by how much more intense a MAC game was compared to even a non-conference game?
Yes, I was surprised. It was just high intensity, especially we were on the road for the first MAC game. So it was really an experience for me because, you had Central, you against your rivals' first MAC game on the road. You got all the Central fans in your face. It's just crazy.
What does it mean to be able to open at home? You mentioned that road experience to get that first MAC game this year at home.
It's going to be good for us because, we're coming off a 4-game winning streak. We got Eastern coming in, first MAC game. We got our home fans, and they're coming expecting us to keep the streak going at home.
Eastern Michigan, just like us, 8-5, the two best records in the MAC West. A lot of familiar faces from last year. The main one, a guy that you battled with twice last year, Brandon Bowdry. Just kind of talk about that matchup and going up against him again.
Brandon, he's a very high motor player. He's kind of like the guy from Sam Houston State, number 14 with the goggles. He's high motor like him with a little bit more skill. So, it's going to be a strength battle too because he's kind of strong. So it's going to be a big battle.
They got another guy who wasn't there last year, but a Detroit guy that you're probably familiar with from growing up in Carlos Medlock. What does he kind of think? You talked about it a little bit, and you're obviously familiar with him, another guy from Detroit, that he kind of brings and adds to Eastern Michigan that they have him now that they didn't have him last year?
Well, I really didn't. Throughout my college career, I haven't seen Carlos play much, but I heard Carlos is a very prolific shooter. I heard he's more like the floor leader, the general for the Eastern Michigan Eagles, so I can't say what to expect from him right now.
Having said all that, and what you do know so far about Eastern Michigan, what's it going to take for the Broncos to get that win on Saturday and go 1-0 in the MAC?
It's just going to take hard work. We got to outcompete EMU and just come out with our best basketball.